Months, candidates, parties, and all those super PACs have been pulling out all the stops to try and get and maybe even sway your vote.
And that includes blowing up your phone with text messages. Team 12's Michael Doudna has the details on how many texts are hitting your phones and the reasons why.
Beeps, buzzes, and bings.
Oh, God, it has to be 50 to 100.
All day, every day.
Probably at least 10 a day.
They're the political messages haunting your phone. A push to vote for Lake, Hobbs, Masters, or Kelly, always just a text away.
Oh, it's harassment, and it's a tragic waste of time.
According to the anti-spam software company Robo-Killer, Arizonans received 50 million of these campaign texts in just the past 2 months.
That's way too much. That's like overwhelmingly too much.
It seems a bit extreme.
And if there's one thing that both Republican and Democrat voters can agree on, is that these are annoying.
I'm disappointed when I see those come in.
If you bother me too much, you might keep me from voting for you.
So if there's so much pushback, why do campaigns do it?
I apologize to everyone because I know people don't really like them, but we know we're talking to a voter. There's significant value in direct voter contact.
That's Paul Bentz with Arizona High Ground Consulting. He says text messages can be a vital tool, especially since robocalls to cell phones are illegal.
Well, it's immediate, right? You can get a text out within a few minutes of receiving some sort of news.
And it's the most cost efficient because in a world where TV ads cost thousands and signs can cost $20 a pop, a text is the cheap alternative.
I mean, we're talking about pennies for a text.
And at the end of the day, even though you may block them, Bent says that most texts are read within 10 minutes of being sent. It's a way to streamline a message direct to you, which can be a campaign's dream, even if it might be a voter's nightmare.
It's a bit of the Wild West when it comes to text right now. I don't think anybody has perfected the strategy on how best to use them.